Hello and welcome to Dash Force News. Today I'm joined by a very special guest, Charlie Shrem, and we're going to be giving you an update on the Dash Pay card proposal. Hi Charlie, thanks for joining us. How are you doing today?
Excellent. Good, how are you?
Yeah, I'm really great, thank you. Thank you for coming along to give us an update today. I know the community is very excited to hear this update. So let's just jump straight into it. So first question out the gate, why the lack of updates? Weren't you supposed to provide weekly status updates?
Sure. I started giving updates, but as time progressed, I didn't really have much to say. And when people would tweet at me or I would be in Slack consistently posting screenshots and updates and talking to people and talking to Joel and from Dash Force News, and I dropped the ball on writing consistently like weekly blog posts. There is no excuse. The main point is just after a certain point, when I did everything I needed to do for this process, everything goes out of my hands, and it's pretty much a waiting game. And if you poke too much, the whole project can fall apart. And like, why the delay itself when this thing was supposed to launch a month ago? In 2012, I wanted to launch a BitInstant debit card, and we went through the process, paid all the money we needed to pay. We submitted design to MasterCard. We presented it to them. There's a whole process, because any card that has a specific design that's going to be issued by a bank has to be approved by MasterCard or Visa, or Discover, whoever your thing is. They have to be the ultimate ones because their logo's on it too. And what happened was in 2012 was I got too excited, and I released a picture of the card early, and I started talking about it. And the next thing I know, it was on CNN, and MasterCard canceled the whole thing. And I look really stupid because I promised this card, and then because of me talking about it too much, we never were able to launch the card. And it's one of the things I'll live with, is that I promised something and I wasn't able to deliver because of my big mouth. So I'm trying to keep this really under the radar, trying to make sure that I, cross the T's and dot the I's and do all the things the right way without causing any alarm. I don't want to cause anyone to get scared in terms of MasterCard or the banks or whatever. I wanted to make sure that once everything is done and I have a complete timeline and I have actually something to update and to say, then I would say it. But having said that, I'm always available. People have been emailing me, messaging me on Twitter, all these different things. I've been responding within a day. And so specific people who've been asking me for updates, I've been talking to the core team as well, and things like that. So, but now I actually have some updates and some specific fees and things like that, so I'll be able to share. So I'm happy to be here today.
Yeah, this is great. So it's very exciting at the moment because I know you've got a big update to reveal. So now we've overcome that obstacle, I would like to get into the details of it. So let's just go for it. So Charlie, when will the card be available? Do you have a date?
Yeah, so I'm looking to have this card released and for sale by the end of August. So whether that's in 2 weeks from now or 3 weeks from now, definitely by end of August, we're going to see this card for sale. Hopefully before then. I'm just giving myself a little bit of extra time just in case. But that's the update I have for people in terms of the timeline. So we could start as soon as I have a hard date. I'm even willing to start accepting not pre-orders where people have to pay for it, but kind of pre-submissions of showing interest before then on dashpaycard.com. So as soon as so I have a specific hard date, because I don't want to be that guy that starts taking people's money and starts promising things. We've seen that in the crypto space too much, and it ruins people's reputations. So I'd rather have people angry at me now without giving updates, than once I do have an update, I can stick by it. So.
Well, I think that's going to be a lot faster than what people expected, because the end of August is not that long away. So I think a lot of people are going to be very happy hearing that. So yep. I think people will be happy with that. Obviously, keep us up to date. That is great news. I'm very happy to hear that.
Thank you.
Now,
And so you have some questions on some fees, right?
well, yes, I do. I have so many questions. The community has been great. They've given me so much information, and so I've broken them down. So if we can kind of work through the list, one of the biggest questions and perhaps confusion is your card works with Payza, and I think last month Payza came out. Sorry, on June the 21st, Payza came out saying that they accepted 50 cryptocurrencies, including Dash. So one of the biggest questions is that apart from the Dash artwork branding, how is your card different to Payza's? How do they compare without going too much into the fees just yet?
So Payza decided to go ahead and work with a lot of different cryptocurrencies independently of this project, just because they saw it as a business model that they wanted to do. They handled everything on their end. I didn't really have much part in that. You can't right now, like you can't use any of these other tokens or currencies to actually fund your debit card. You can't. The only thing you could do right now on the Payza backend is sell your dollars. Sorry, sell your crypto for like dollars, euros, or pounds. So if you have like Ripple or any of these other ones, you can sell that for dollars. And so we're going like a whole nother level here, and it's going to be a dedicated website too. So it's going to be a dedicated website. You'll be able to connect your Payza account, buy Dash, sell Dash, and then also load Dash onto the card. And the loading Dash onto the card will be fairly instant. I know you talked about InstantSend. I don't even think there's really a need for it at this point, just because sending 1 or 2 confirmations is so quick anyways that you'll see it happen within a few seconds, that you can use the Payza mobile app, and if you're at the store shopping, you can load some money onto the card. By the time you get to the checkout counter, I don't see why it wouldn't be already loaded on the card.
Okay, let's get into the details, the nitty gritty.
Sure.
How much is the physical card going to cost?
Sure. So I'm looking at a price around $10 shipped for the card. I'm also looking to issue a few hundred of these cards for free to start, just to get them in the hands of people like yourself and people who can kind of like be the beta testers. The first shipment of cards are going to work, but obviously there's going to be like things like, oh, hey, how would be great if this can work better, or this could be just, beta testing things to make sure projects work better. So if you're willing to provide feedback to me,
oh, 100%.
Then we want to get these cards out there, and that's free advertising too. I'm not going to be profiting or anything on this card. It's just purely like all the fees and all the costs are the bank fees and things like that. But other than that, like there's no profit thing here for me at all. It's a self-run business. It's completely run on its own, and yeah.
Interesting. Okay, I didn't realize that. So
I'm not going to be making any money from this. Once the card is launched, it pretty much runs on its own. We've paid the money that I got from the proposal, paid for the integration. It pays for the program setup. It pays for the people at Payza customer support. It pays for the order processing. Everything is paid for at this point. There's no need. It's a self-autonomous business.
So the idea is to get it automated, and I guess that's why in the proposal you said, like later on, further down the line, there may be maintenance proposal fees to do administration if needed.
If needed, but I'm not gonna. I'm telling you right now, I'm not gonna issue a proposal and say, hey, I need money for maintenance. It's just not gonna happen. If I do another proposal, it's gonna be for some added value. Like, I don't know. I haven't really thought about what else I can do, but if there are things I can do, then I'll make a proposal for that. So, and you could tell me what you think, and we can go from there. But yeah, but this project is paid for, or keep the costs down, the fees down. You told me that my biggest competitor is 10x.
I believe so.
My fee is already almost half their fee. Well, like 65% of their fee. So it's already, well, actually no. So 15 euros in dollars is, they cost 15 euros in dollars. So they're looking at about $16. I'm looking at 10, which is pretty good.
Okay, let's talk about fees then. Let's talk. Can you tell me about the annual fee, ATM
There's no annual
fee,
fee.
foreign exchange fee, or?
So there's no annual fee as long as you use the card. As long as you use do like one transaction a month, or even less than that. I think so. I think it's this. I think if you don't do a transaction, let me just look. I have the papers here. So there's no
Okay, no
activation
problem.
fee. There's no activation fee. If you want to move cards from your if you want to move the money from your card back into Dash or back into your e-wallet, there's no fee for that either. Okay, so if there's 3 months of inactivity, so if you don't use the card for 3 months, there's a $2 fee, and then it resets for another 2 months, 3 months. So
Okay, that's interesting.
at worst, if you don't use your card for a year, you're looking at total of $8 that whole year. Every 3 months charges you $2 more.
Excellent. So as long as you're using it, it's zero, right? So that's good news.
Even if you just load like $1 to it or something like that, you can avoid that fee. Or just, something. Just check your PIN or do something with the card. Check your balance or do something.
Okay, what about spending and withdrawal limits? Because
Sure.
that's always a divisive thing. There's bound to be some variation there between the two cards, I think. So can you tell me more on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So it looks like here the daily purchase limit, the amount you can spend on the card is $10,000. The amount you can withdraw from the card, I think it varies. I think it starts at 500, but you can request higher based on, I think that limit is just for your own like security purposes. If someone gets your card, then there's no like no one can steal more than $500 on it, but I believe you can ask that to be added. The minimum load is $10. So I already said that $10,000 is the purchase limit.
Yeah, that's pretty good out the gate, really, because
yeah,
with the card system, all of them, you have to do KYC, know your customer, and I know 10x I think is $1,000 for level 1, and then obviously you need to provide more information to unlock that to go to the next stage. So if you have that functionality from the get-go, that's pretty good going. So that's pretty good to hear.
If you use the card online, it's free, but if you use it at a point of sale, it's $1. It's not a percentage. It's just $1. A lot of these companies charge like a percentage of your. I don't like that. So it's just a straight up $1. That's how much it costs to use it in a physical store.
Oh right, okay. So every purchase is $1. That's capped.
In store, yeah. Online is free.
Online is free, in store. Okay, that makes sense. So
I don't think what else. I mean, to change your PIN is $1, but just don't change your PIN unless it's security. I'm sure if there's a security thing, they'll waive that.
Yeah, that's just admin and maintenance fee. I think that's pretty standard.
It doesn't cost money to load the card. I think they include that into the actual like exchange rate of Dash, and I think it's pretty much whatever like CoinMarketCap says it is, whatever Changelly's rate is.
Okay, well, you've already touched on InstantSend, and that won't be enabled from the beginning because we already know Dash is pretty much instantaneous and super fast already. However, in terms of future development, if there was a need to, in terms of development, to integrate InstantSend functionality, would you be open to that? Because I think that would give you a competitive edge over everyone else.
I need to understand more like the development behind it. What I would do is speak to the core devs and try to really, I would have to build a proposal for Payza and like say, hey, this is a functionality, we want to do it. I think that it'll increase people using the card. If I can convince them that and they see it that way, then they won't ask for any more money. They may say, hey, this, our developers cost $100 an hour and this is going to cost 10 hours. Like it could be that, but it's definitely open to it, especially if there's demand. As long as there's demand for something, then I've been working with these guys for many years. I invited the CEO to my wedding. Like I've known these guys, and so they're they're really open to working with the crypto community.
Yeah. Well, already with the physical card being $10, that's already $5 cheaper than 10x as well, if my memory is correct. So that's another great thing as well.
Yeah, they charge actually 15 euros, so they're about $18.
Wow. Okay. Well, great. You're on the ball. I like it.
Also, another thing you can do is you can decide. This is a feature that I personally like, because like I have my I don't want to show you, but I have my BitPay Bitcoin card, and I purposely asked them to not have my name on the card. You can do that with this. Okay. You can have it say like satisfied customer instead of giving name for your privacy.
Can I have shut up and take my Dash?
Well, the thing is with that is that you run into the issue. You can have it say whatever you want. This is the issue. If you're at a store and they ask for ID, then what do? The thing is with like preferred customer, they know that's not someone's real name. But like you can write Satoshi Nakamoto, you know, and then someone asks you for ID, and then you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, I've seen people do things like join the revolution and things like that.
Yeah, you can do stuff like that, like phrases, or you can have it say anything you want. You can have I just have my card say preferred customer. It still has my name attached to it. So if someone goes online and tries to steal my card number and writes preferred customer, it won't work. It's still Charlie Shrem. But at least like when I'm at a gas station, I use the card. If they have a skimmer in there, they don't have my name, which is what you need to do to actually steal someone's car. I personally like that. That's like a thing that I like.
It's like an extra privacy feature. I like that too. I mean,
it's cool.
It's a really nice option to have, and it's something that I didn't actually think about. So that's really cool. So while we're on the topic of cards, so when the card launches, when the service launches at the end of the month, which countries will the card be available to on launch, and then in the future as well, if there is any discrepancy in that?
Right now I'm looking at 48 countries, and including the US, Canada, and UK.
Okay, let's talk about the US, because that's a very tricky subject for competitors in this area. Because of regulations and laws in America, getting cards into America has proved very problematic. So your solution overcomes that, correct? So can you speak a bit more onto that? So where lots of the competitors are outside the US, actually shipping the cards in is...
Well, the reason they can't do it, the reason they can't do it is simply illegality. So if you're a UK bank, you can't onboard a US citizen. It's just the law, and it's a good law. So like any of these companies based out of Singapore, the UK, Hong Kong, they can offer debit cards that are global, but not the US. So what Payza does is it has US customers, and what it does is when you order the card, if you're ordering from the UK, the card is issued from a UK bank. I believe it's UK.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I'm almost 100% sure it's UK. It could be.
Yeah,
it is
got London headquarters.
That's where their financial services license is. If you're in the US, it actually gets issued by a US bank. I forget the exact name of the bank. I know like the BitPay card is issued by Metropolitan Bank. I think it's actually a credit union based in New York. I forget the name of it.
That's actually a really big advantage, because other people ordering other cars have to pay shipping fees as well and have them shipped from different countries. So if people are in the US and they order and the card is actually from the US, it's going to be a lot faster shipping as well.
Yeah, I think it prints and ships from the US. That's how it works.
That's unique.
I'm not a startup like launching this thing. It's not like me with an office. This is an established company that's been around before Bitcoin even existed or Dash even existed. And they've been doing this a long time. They've worked out the kinks. They've had, it's for them, it's not a matter of how it, like, can we? It's a matter of like, all right, how do we actually do it?
Yeah.
They have most of their team is based in Canada, the UK, and India. They have a support team. They have developers. I know them. They understand crypto, so it's
they're very well established and respected.
Yeah, just things take time sometimes.
Yeah, they do they do top-up services, they do lots of things. So that's why I'm particularly interested in this, because they've got the experience and expertise. This isn't just as you say, a startup and an ICO, and plus you're bringing a lot to the table as well. you're a household name, but your history and background with Instant from, was it 2011 to, was it 2013, 14, I think?
Yep.
So, you know, I'm sure you've thought through the process, and yeah, you've teamed up with the right people that have got the background in this. So 48 countries from launch. That's very good to hear.
Could be more, actually.
Because I think Payza does 106.
They do. I don't know why.
But that's
I don't know why. Well, I don't know why the document they sent me says 48 when they're 106. Maybe it's just not updated, but I believe it's most countries.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that should be the case. But if on the paperwork, so just to be clear to everyone, like Charlie had a big meetup with Payza yesterday. So this is why he's got the details, because he wanted to wait before giving an update, because he wanted to have the information to hand, which I respect. You know, otherwise it's just hot air, right? So you've waited at the right time to give that information out. So yes, so 48 countries is great. If you do get an update from that, can you please let me know, or update your Twitter feed, because I think there's going to be lots of people asking questions. I'm sure the country breakdown, I'm not sure if you have that in your document.
I can get it. I can ask them for it in a few minutes. As soon as we finish up, I can shoot them a message and say so if they have a full country list.
If you could do that, that would be fantastic, because this has been recorded and be uploaded later. I can add that in the video description. We can have an article and upload that as well. And that'll probably stop you getting a million messages saying, which country, my country, and all that sort of stuff. So if you can do that and make a note of that, that would be much appreciated. Right, okay. So let's move on. So we've done fees, card, countries. Right. Website URL. You purchased a domain for the service. When will the website be up and running? And what is the domain as well? Sorry, just for
dashpaycard.com.
Dashpaycard.com. All one word.
Yep, dashpaycard. As soon as I have a hard date, I can start taking people to like not pre-orders, but pre-commitments or whatever you want to call it, and have all the data in there and how to buy the card and everything like that.
So the back end work is done. It's just not live yet.
Yeah, that's all done. The ordering process is done. Loading the wallet, that's all done already.
Excellent. So people in the community that were speculating because they weren't sure how much was done and what was left to be done.
No, right now we're just waiting. We're waiting on the approval from the credit card provider. But other than that, there's nothing else.
Excellent. Very good to know. So it's just waiting to get the green light, and then it's all systems go. So there's one unique feature with your service that I think is different to others. So, and you mentioned this in the proposal, and I think this is really key and instrumental to point out. Do you still plan on integrating the ability to buy and sell Dash on your platform?
Yep.
I love that. One word answer. Yes. This is really good, people, to understand, because other cards were, say, like top-up cards. If you think about that, you send your Dash and then you can go out and spend it, right? But the ability to actually within the platform as well buy and sell Dash. So let me get this straight. Let's go into a bit more detail, right? So this will be available at launch, and it'll be in dollars and euros, correct?
Yeah, any currency that Payza supports. I think it's 21 currencies. Let's just say you sign up from Canada. Every country, when you sign up from Payza, you choose your country. And then when you choose your country, every country has different options to deposit and withdraw. Let's just say you do Canada, for example. You do Canada, the options are, if you want to buy Dash credit card, bank transfer, and Interac. Everything has different fees and delays. So Interac, because Interac is the local Canadian payment system, like their local, like bank to bank, that's instant, and they're very low fees just because the way Interac works. Credit card, there's going to be a delay because there's like the chargeback and fraud thing. So they need to make sure you're not going to, do fraud. In the US, if you do ACH, there's like a 2-day delay because that's just the way the ACH system works here. So every country is different. But yeah, and the same thing the other way. The other way, there's no delay. Like, it's just when your bank credits you. So if you do a wire transfer, they'll send it out the same day. But some banks will credit instantly. Some banks will take a few days.
What, that's a really good lead on to my next question, and it's probably answered it as well. I was going to say, why should people use your card and not the competition? What are the advantages and what makes your card unique? But I think being able to actually purchase Dash on your platform as well, yep, is a huge incentive. But are there any other advantages or any uniqueness?
Well, that's what they're doing. That's why Payza is doing this, because they want they want loyal Dash customers. They want people that are buying Dash, that are selling Dash, and they're using the Dash card to all use their platform. They want to be the all-in-one solution. And we're gonna have it. What I'm planning on building is like a dedicated page, not only on my domain, but also have a web page like dash.payza.com. And when you go to that site, it'll kind of like have everything catered just to Dash. You know what I mean? Instead of having it where, really, yeah, it's easier that way.
And why this is important to point out, a lot of people get their crypto from exchanges, or some people don't like that for perhaps security reasons. Everyone has their own preferences, but it's just another way of accessibility. So you can actually, if you've got friends that are new to cryptocurrency, they will be able to go to Charlie's site and use their own credit cards to purchase Dash. And then if they want, they don't have to get Charlie's card, but they can still purchase Dash. So it has multi features within that. And I think that's really important, because that's just it's just another way to purchase Dash. And this is going to be global as well. So it's not some exchanges are unique to certain countries. This is really, really big. So now I can the picture's getting much bigger. This is much more than just the card. So this is why I think people should take note. I forgot to ask about the artwork. Has the artwork changed, or is there something specific? Are there going to be options, or is it just like one?
No, that's it.
Yeah, excellent. I'm a sucker for Dash branding, so I can't wait to get my hands on one. So, are there any other advantages that or benefits that I've missed out on that you'd like to point out? Or
I think you got it all.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Right. So we've got all the details. This sounds like it's you've put your reputation and your name on this, right? So do you have any plans to promote or market the Dash Pay card? How are you going to go about that? Or is this something that is going to come later on down the line?
I don't think there really would be a need to even do marketing for it, but I'll definitely be tweeting about it. I'll definitely get one card for myself and use it. Definitely be talking about it at different speeches and stuff like that. But I think the card is going to be, the demand of the card is going to overwhelm the supply, I think.
Charlie, I've only just thought of this off the top of my head, but I know you're getting married in 2 weeks' time. Is that correct?
4 weeks.
4 weeks. Okay. Okay.
Well, no, 6 weeks. Sorry.
Oh, 6 weeks. Oh, actually.
Yeah.
Well, there's I don't know if you've seen, but Dash is having a dedicated event in London on September the 24th.
It's like a week after my wedding.
So, okay. You're probably going to go on honeymoon. Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say
through London, but I don't think so. We don't really like London.
Oh, mate, don't say that. I liked you up till now.
It's cool. We've been there a few times. It's not that we don't like it, but we've been to London so many times that it's like there's so many other places that we want to see as well.
Can you hook me up with some of the representatives from Payza then? Because I'm going to be at the event. The core team's going to be there, and
we could have a CTO there potentially. I'm sure he'll want to come.
Yeah,
I'll introduce Ali, the CTO.
Yes, because I will be doing like live updates, news updates, whether it's on Twitter feed or whatever, just for people that can't make it. But I think you're going to be in full swing then, and I think having some kind of demonstration or just people being able to see it and use it, maybe buying a few pints of beer at the pub afterwards or something, then I think that's often the case. When people use it, it's probably like the first time you use Bitcoin. Once you use it, you can't turn back. Looking backwards is just right. So anyway, let me jump on. So in terms of marketing promotion, you've got your social media account because you've got a huge following. Although this update is being mainly targeted at the Dash community, you've put your reputation and trust in Dash, and you've selected Dash on purpose for a new business startup. So that there may be people watching this that know you that are going to be asking, Charlie, why Dash? What makes Dash so special? Can you elaborate?
What I like about Dash is the fact that it incentivizes the community to participate in growing the community as a whole. So a big issue with like Ethereum and EOS that I know people are discussing is like with proof of stake, how do you incentivize voting? Like why would someone vote and kind of participate in the platform? So you can have like all, like, yeah, proof of stake is great, everyone's going to vote, but what's the real reason? So one of the things I like is the fact that kind of master nodes can put their money where their mouths are and be involved in that. But also everyone has when you do that, you have a voice. And what you're voting on is projects that incentivize the growth of the whole platform, therefore making your money worth more. And having economic incentives are a good thing. And I think that's what makes a platform great. So you're kind of like, Dash is its own community in and of itself. It doesn't really rely on other crypto, and it kind of like does its own thing, and it just ignores all the FUD and everything. And I like that. I think it's respectable. So that's why I like the project.
Yeah, it's our community is very, I was going to say opening and welcoming, but I was in Bitcoin before, but yeah, it's the advantages of Dash. And you're right, there are lots of rivalries in other coins, but Dash kind of sees its competitors more PayPal and along those lines because of Dash evolution. But I think in terms of advantages, there's it's the governance, decentralized governance, low fees. I think that's the biggest thing with Bitcoiners coming across. It's the fees just blow people away. The speed as well. Even not using InstantSend, as you said with the cards, it's just like, even now without it, it's pretty much instantaneous. The funding for development, no one gets the same amount of funding for that because of the, obviously with Bitcoin, 100% of the block reward goes to the miners. With Dash, it's different. 45% to the miners, 45% to the masternodes, and 10% to the budget treasury, which help fund your proposal. So it's really, really unique. So if you are watching this and you are new to Dash, I'll put some links in the description below and you can learn a bit more about it. So, right, without me promoting Dash too much, you mentioned a free card giveaway. So is this going to be close to the day? How are you going to announce this? Are you going to announce this on Twitter? Or is this just going to be a few select individuals? Or is this
I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure yet how that's going to work. So I'll keep you updated on that too.
Yeah, as long as you hook me up with a card, we're going to be gold. Excellent. Well, cool. I think we've pretty much covered everything. So thanks for joining us. I hope everything goes well with the wedding. I'm sure we'll stay in contact over the email. Via email anyway, as we have done. At some point in the future, I'd love to get you on the Dash Force Free Amigos podcast just to discuss news in the previous week and potential updates. So I hope everything goes well. You must have your bachelor event coming up soon. So
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't make the live thing.
Good man. Well, see, look, that's dedication. So I hope your mates go easy on you tomorrow, and you have fun, and they don't put you in fancy dress.
No. All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Charlie.
Have a good one.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.